Kuzlampo, this is Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program. My name is Bhutan. Our top stories this week. His Majesty the King celebrates Chunipi Losar with the people of the East. Health Ministry assures Bhutan's preparedness in case of coronavirus outbreak. And Paro FC through to the preliminary round 2 of the AFC Cup regional qualifier. His Majesty the King celebrated Chunipi Losar with the families of armed forces personnel and the people of the East at Dewathang in Samdukchonkar. His Royal Highness Gesop Jimidoji Wangchuk accompanied His Majesty.
Thousands of people, including those from neighboring villages, gathered at the Royal Bhutan Army ground for the celebrations. The day was celebrated with toka, lucky draw, games and sports, and songs and dances. In the Eastern District, the first day of the 12th Bhutanese month is celebrated as the New Year. It is said that on this day, representatives from all regions in the country offered bilwa or offerings to Jabdungaon Namgil to express their devotion and loyalty. And so, the first day of the 12th month is also known as the traditional day of offering. His Majesty is on a royal tour of the southern Dzongkhaks to inspect proposed sites where training centers of Gilsung will be built. Samtan Dolkar, BBS News.
The national competition policy, which will be ready soon, will give equal opportunities to the private sector and state-owned enterprises in the country. Economic Affairs Minister was responding to a question on government's strategies to solve the issue of state-owned enterprises competing with private sectors.
Both the private sector and state-owned enterprises are vital components in driving the country's economy. However, in recent times, there has been growing concern about the increasing competition between state-owned enterprises and private shopkeepers. SOEs eventually undermine the market position of private sector enterprises in many areas. On this issue, Bumdaling Jamkar MP Tupthop asked what the government is doing to solve the problem.
Shungi genku di tekardu te malo chong jamni ginalu te tekardu chong jamni nalu te achichi te semgo se shuni la di kokap di te ngachara gerlu ro pigo te gergi shungi lezinda chigalu te totin be misub di kagya ken se shuni la ta shungi genku ngomadira ta gerde disulu chong japchuni gi denle siju da lamluk dele di nandini le kongi netangdi te kade dara jatab detoto zoni gengudi te shunlu phobe se shuni la.
In response, the Economic Affairs Minister said the government does not have plans to institute more state-owned enterprises. He shared the government is also looking at other methods, such as studying the role of SOEs and coming up with a reform agenda. He added that the national competition policy, which will be implemented soon, will help solve this issue.
Dato yomi SOE di merge benigi gokap yuga disulu la ga debete wachin daga disuenga chigi bedu yu she junila di chamchi member sinale chinga chigi ga chi bedo she wachin dare tenjura te competition policy se dranem da dendurgi sijuchi te di tanjugo yeshi sijume junila te digi gokap ga debe jiung she wachin SOE the private sector lu ro danda be gokap jiung she jumila level playing field di jungop na mesami khache she junila.
As per the State Enterprises Annual Report of 2018, there are 38 state-owned enterprises in the country. Samtan Dolkar, BBS News.
The Ministry of Economic Affairs said they are against the restriction placed on the issuance of new bar licenses, considering the increasing number of alcohol consumers and alcohol companies in the country. The Economic Affairs Minister said this during the question hour session of the National Assembly.
During the question hour session of the National Assembly today, the Member of Parliament from the Chumi-Ura constituency questioned the Economic Affairs Minister on the ministry's plan to lift the restriction on issuance of new bar licenses in the country.
ngacharagi gehabnalu changi choktamgi lakhirdi shuledi chi gehabnalu pajunegi tida bizadisu top jambe ese kachimsawachin 콘 동셉날레파 유골레파 디미 미스 냠중디수 총 참침잡디기베 랑기 초와데 랑기 종 뉴니기들로 총 잡달로 차존니기 라키르지 매바진 띠콩기 총디 대비 좀셀 좀미스베에세 창기 촉탐지 예바진 딜리텐디기베 띠 콩기 띠 총디에 레심베 종 투베세 이로 촉탐 메르야 콩기 차한디디 종데로 뉴스 주닐라 디데팀비 슝기 커틀레 띠다 십지리 베베달로 콩기 다올리 제디기베 총좀미기 캡사디 사질로 슝기 거들레 예자다 니시디스 깨비간레 디날로 팀비간레 콘로데 캡사다 님 그냥 메피 좀에세.
The Economic Affairs Minister, in response, said the ministry is aware of the issue and has already completed a research on the matter.
The mission namchungchulu license matobmi the laluchi tobmi de achichi mitube sing langachigi bawachin 차투미디 야생 주디라 임베 디가라 일리갈 야스노 가티아 창기 라이센스 입디기 쫑니 두라 테 디수 가라 가치기 십젤 베디기베 델레숭루 케니 십젤 베사이세 주닐라 다 케시나레 델레 다 가치기 카툴레 바와친 디 렉체 베시나레 토베서 와친 레수 모니메 세미기 삼셀이.
He further added, the government would see if they can lift the restriction and issue bar licenses through pricing or imposing taxes. The issuance of bar licenses in the country was suspended in 2010. However, only hotels with more than 8 rooms and tourist standard restaurants can get a bar license. This is Pasang Doji for BBS News.
The difference in youth unemployment rate among males and females has increased from 0.7 to 3.7% since 2018. This is as per the report presented by the Women, Children and Youth Committee of the Assembly on Gender Equality.
According to the report, the committee found that the female youth unemployment rate of 12.9% is higher compared to the male unemployment rate of 9.2%.
Bunglagina chamar tomi dia poge chacha ngapchunga nida cha nida amsu chacha dunjutin sumda cha chi pyoda amsu cheshi dira tosu yebe kar poge layok mimi chacha guda cha ni bemida chepda amsu layok mebi chacha chunida cha gu imle amsu cheshi di tosu du se shuni dimmache amsu su The
findings also revealed that achieving gender parity in tertiary education is one of the key challenges. The female enrollment continues to be lower, with 85 girls for every 100 boys in Bhutan. It also revealed that women's representation at decision-making level is moderately lower than male counterparts in the parliament, with only 15.3%, and similarly in local government and executive level. To address these issues, the committee made recommendations on the need to establish effective legal and policy framework, promote multi-sectoral coordination mechanism, carry out more awareness and sensitization programs, capacity building initiatives, and mainstreaming gender and child issues in legislation, policies, plans, and programs. Likewise, the report also recommended strengthening gender-friendly well-being and child well-being, promoting job opportunities to reduce female unemployment, and to prioritize resources for gender equality and child protection and well-being. Deliberating on the recommendations of the committee, the House pointed out that there was a need to study the situation of women in detention centers and the safety of women working late.
The detention centers nilala aluda amsugi ji soso inchi minchi garana zonghagda dungkhagi te kaksungi detention nalu inchi minchi sugubigi dende in sishuni la anidi 때 아니 민도발라 때 같이라다 팀부도 아니 날로 배워진 둘라 대베다 종학수다 둥학이 가디기 때 미진중기 사혼날로 때 아니 민조스리라 가dim집에 암수디 진중 배워진 알루디 때 암수도 지가라 때 로내당 레줌베 때 알루로 답마디베 때 뒤수비기 내당치 같이 조급 두스리라.
It was also brought to the notice of the House that the 12th five-year plan target of women in Parliament of 15.2% has already been met and that the target should be increased to at least 17% or more by 2030. Further, as per the Global Gender Gap Report 2018, Bhutan is ranked at 122 out of 149, which is low. The House directed the committee to further discuss and consider the additional propositions and frame appropriate recommendations. The House will continue its deliberations on the matter on Tuesday. This is Basanduji for BBS News.
According to the Tamitse Ngatsang Member of Parliament, the Cabinet's order to hand over Geok roads to respective Geoks has left many facing inconveniences while travelling. It also affected livelihoods of families who maintain the roads. MP Bhutan This said there is a need for proper check and balance before formulating such a policy.
The first hand-in-taking of Geok Center Road was done between the regional office of the Department of Roads in Tingtibi and Jemgang Dzongkhag administration. However, no budget was allocated for its maintenance. And making the matter worse, many locals who earned their livelihood maintaining such roads were left jobless. To this, the Works and Human Settlement Minister Dorjit Singh said that the Finance Ministry has allocated a budget.
Tinalu, Teta, Sunday Juna Chica Lojulap, Mika Dimchiduga, Nalepa, Teta, Begop Ganchiduga, Lagaji Bedua, Tele, Nyamche Begop Tisu, the Garangachigi, Zita Tenshimnale, the Haram, Saya Bewachin, the Nishutanga Dichi, the Dinalongachigi, Zip up the Ye, Shinilla, the Engachigi, the Sunday Junlu, Tingachigi, Halam Titi. Gara, the Sunday Junlu, Gotam Betsay, the Reding Lumidi, the Sunday Jun Koragi, Tingaji, Muzil Hangalu, the Damangil Nase, the Debe, Shua Mahabalatin the In, say, the Debe Imbe, the Diengachigi, Sunday Jun Garalu, Ngaji, Godato, Sunila, Damangil the Muzil Hangaleto, say, Muzil Hangale, Shua Pu, say, Lamluktar Dube, Male Jua Pu, say Debe Ngachigi, the Debe, Castle de Judo, Sunila.
He said, as an interim measure, the Finance Ministry will release the budget for GC roads till June. The government has allocated 19 million item for monsoon restoration works. Meanwhile, going by the record as the Works and Human Settlement Minister presented, 7 GC roads are still with the Department of Roads. It will be handed over to respective Geok administrations once its blacktopping is complete. Samtan Dolkar, BBS News.
Following various issues and negative criticisms related to farm shops, the National Assembly decided to form a uniform system to operate farm shops. The Member of Parliament from the Badotong constituency brought forward the petition related to farm shops with the Food Corporation of Bhutan.
As per the petition from the Jemgang Dzongkhag Tsogdu, the system of farm shops in the country is not uniform and differs from Geok to Geok.
Desanam Songgang Lebevidi. Never Koegi, Chachesu. Sanam the Devegi Chache, the Tuche, the Lesun, the Ansuga, the Temple, the Missimana, the Temple Beni, see, make the Nipo Dimbe, Sishunibena. The Lesumbagu hip the bende, the Zashi Gi Chachesu, the Asi Temple Beni Imbe, Sishunila. Migdin the Mikti came the Tidi, that to Chala Mazeno, Sidi, Nebedu, Sishunibena.
The Agriculture Minister said of the 173 farm shops in the country today, only 9 farm shops in remote places have benefited the locals.
Took such a legend low that Tamacharadina Chalanami de Sugi, that him giving you for Tudo that the land did that over that the Chimney Kala Lachara Lemi de Sugi Kala de Su, Tutolebe, Nembodalu, the Lotarjindu, that Jongi Pobigina let that part of the Tumigi Shutuzum by Yupchi. The Saya Shipchulamelachi, there's such a legend, Gipobigulu, the Misegi, the Mixelgi, Chitangi Misagarada, the land Mixelgi, Tengachera, Tsomba de Sulu, the Gergi Tsomba de Sulu, Bachin, Dojen Begi, Tsonghazum Chiba, Tsonang Jundi, the Jadamadu du Sessionilla.
Most of the members supported the petition.
싸고 닭바지 둘라 아니 나벤 총과 중국 디스의 민두 대 아니 중기 사남기 총한디에 마해벨라 다 아니 디스 둠라지 십지 베디베 대 녜버도 코에 싸고 닭바지나디 대 디나로 대 아니 좀디 주디라 베르라 펜토니메 에세슈니
te sobangi ngalu japchu nam ru chi bewachin tatoide ata halu be jani yupchida te lok jui gi kap dile te ngachi gi mise disole te dumta chira imbe se jani membership te num kortum nalu te sese diso te kha yupchi yale nyondi gi be te natam pel besupchi te tilo go namisme chapko se shunimila te mi gi kyu mapopchi be te tu sube gi lamlu be zodab do chi bewachin te ngachelu di thekardu te tigi penthoni me se te tubel te be phido se shunila
the portal gi spare parts su telang ngachi gi lu disu te answer te ngachi top to chi bewachin te misilo namsem penthoni me shunimila kaso chi misi portal chunguchi digi denle te chala chunguchi nyowa te timpuda paro telan wangdela pha te ngachi phare ongobe shunimila handodo jatap madu bomdu te answer ngachi gi lecture beshimle diswe te top su to chi bewachin te misi dislo namsem penthoni me shunimila.
The members present also suggested coming up with cold storage warehouse facilities for farmers. The House directed the ministry to make necessary changes in the program and present a report in the next session. This is Pasanduji for BBS News.
Amidst reports of the coronavirus affecting countries in the region, the Health Ministry wants to assure public that the country is prepared in case there is an outbreak. Nepal, Thailand, Singapore and Hong Kong, where Bhutan's airlines operate, are among the affected countries in the region. During a press conference, the Health Ministry shared National Contingency Plan, which covers screening, prevention, isolation and clinical management. The old mother and child healthcare infrastructure at the National Referral Hospital is identified as an isolation center in case of an outbreak. Similarly, isolation rooms have also been identified in some district hospitals along the border.
There is a road which separates the mother and child healthcare building from the main hospital. So if there is an outbreak, we will quarantine the whole building. The health team will take over the patient from the day of diagnosis. There will be no sick attendant. We can accommodate around 20 beds in the building and will also set up ICU in the building itself if needed. There will also be designated health team at the building, so that will completely isolate it from the main hospital infrastructure.
PPEs and personal protective equipments and the equipments required for handling the outbreak is they are ready, and we are procuring more additional in case if they are not sufficient. All the plans are ready, and we will be getting within few days.
Beginning today, officials have started using infrared forehead thermometer to screen people in the border towns.
People are to declare their travel history when they come back and get medical checkup. During Ebola outbreak in the past, a Bhutanese who had been to Ebola-affected region in Africa entered the country via Bagdora and Phensoling. If such is the case, there is a very high risk of outbreak.
Phensoling is one of the ground crossing. So as of now, we have actually started screening people with respiratory illness, and they have some challenges there because it's a porous border in Phensoling, and likewise it's not a similar situation like the international airport where things are more systematic, but and porous border like Phensoling, Gelifu and some Zonkar, it's a little of a challenge for Ministry of Health to screen all the peoples.
Foreign media reported 2 more suspected cases in Nepal after the country confirmed the first case last Friday. The coronavirus, which first originated in Chinese city Wuhan, is reported to have claimed 106 lives, with the number of infections reaching more than 4,500 in China. The city is currently locked down to contain the virus. So far, no cure has been found for the viral infection. KM for BBS News. The Trade Department of Economic Affairs Ministry has deferred the move to lift the supply of subsidized liquefied petroleum gas cylinders in Fort This until further notice. The department, as per its notice issued in July last year, was supposed to discontinue the supply in Thimphu, Galifu, Phinseling and Sandupjonkar from January this year.
The move was to make subsidized gas cylinders easily accessible to rural and low-income households. It was also to address the shortage of LPG cylinders in the country. However, the increase in the monthly quota for subsidized LPG cylinders to 1,000 metric tons from 700 metric tons by the Government of India has improved the ground situation in the country today.
The ground situation of LPG supply has changed, and it has had a positive situation. We noticed that the supply has improved drastically, especially the subsidized LPG. The Government of India has approved 300 additional metric tons of subsidized LPG for Bhutan per month. Initiative which we have launched called Our Genkhu has been very successful. The general public has well received and responded to the initiative, and it has improved in terms of availing non-subsidized LPG and surrendering their subsidized LPG.
Further, the advocacy on switching from fossil fuels usage to electrical ovens and inductions has also reduced the demand for LPG cylinders. The ministry will, however, adopt the policy measure of lifting the supply of subsidized LPG if its shortage arises.
From all these factors, we have seen and noted that the stocks of subsidized LPG in the country over the last few months have been very high. The total supply have increased drastically and demand has reduced. So we have seen a lot of stock balance with the distributors, and we did not see the need to implement the discontinuation of the subsidized LPG from Fort This as of now. However, having said that, if there is a need, if situation arises in the future, we will adopt the policy measure according to the situation.
Today, Bhutan receives 1,000 metric tons each of subsidized and non-subsidized gas cylinders and 500 metric tons of commercial LPG cylinders every month from the Government of India. This is Pasung Doji for BBS News.
Paro FC is now through to the preliminary round 2 of the regional qualifier of the Asian Football Confederation Cup. They clinched the place following an away goal advantage against Defenders FC of Sri Lanka as the two-legged qualifier round ended at the Jan Limita on Wednesday.
As the 12th man, more than 7,000 people witnessed another history being made in the nation's footballing journey at the National Stadium in Thimphu today. With full fervour, they supported the home team from the first blow of the whistle. And it did not take long for Paro FC to reciprocate the gesture. Sancho Gelson put the home side on the lead in the 12th minute with a stunning header. But this was short-lived as the equalizer from Defenders FC came 4 minutes later. With the score 1-1, the game moved back and forth. Yet, both the teams failed to find the back of the net. The second half began with Paro FC trying to penetrate the visitors' defence line. And this time, Paro FC's captain Jigme Sring Doji rose to the occasion to put his team ahead once again in the 51st minute. But this time again, Defenders FC bounced back with a goal a minute later. The game finished in a 2-2 draw. However, with the first game in Sri Lanka ending in a 3-3 draw, Paro FC qualified for round 2 with an away goal advantage. Speaking at the post-match press conference, the coach of Defenders FC said, despite the loss, he is happy with his team's performance.
Especially, they played according to our game plan. But we had a 3-2 goal opportunities, and we couldn't convert that. They're technically good players, the team, and the offensive
For the home team, as intended, they are through to the next round. But reflecting over the chances created and failing to capitalize on those has left them with a slight sense of dissatisfaction.
They give 100% in the field. Unfortunately, it went due. So next time, again, we will prepare for next round. Next round, we will give 100%, same like today's. Football is a game. It's a one-day luck.
I'm happy as well as I'm not satisfied with today's performance because today our aim is to do anyhow to get a 3 points in today's game, taking advantage of home. But unfortunately, the game went draw. It's a 2-2. So, but yeah, I'm happy.
Paro FC will now face the champions of the Hero Indian Super League, Bengaluru FC, in Thimphu next week. Sringdandu, BBS News.
That's all we have for you for this week. Thank you so much for watching.